and
You've
mullet.
had it for a long time. How long you had your mullets for? Long time.
Yeah, this is years growth, but I shaved mine off last Mullet Fest for the Mark Hughes Foundation. Yeah.
So 2019 we did the shave for Mark Hughes Foundation. So there's been a bit of controversy in the newspaper this week. Have you been watching the news and reading the papers about the high schools banning the mullet?
Oh, I did hear a couple about it, yeah.
All right, so what happened at your high school with your first mullet?
Well, I was bringing the mullet back. I was the only one at my Catholic school to have a mullet, and I got sent to detention for 2 weeks because I grew my mullet for Mullet Fest, and they said, oh, you can't have a mullet because of this extreme haircut. And I was like, oh, okay then. I said, well, I'm shaving it off, so for a good cause, so can I at least have it? And they're like, yeah, you've got to stay in the lunchroom but until lunch is over.
And hang on a minute. It gets funnier. So Ian gets called up to the principal's office. We as parents get called. Your son's not allowed to have a mullet. I'm sorry, it's not school uniform. Hold it to your face.
Yep.
It's not school uniform, you can't have a mullet, it's a no-go. And this is like 3 years ago, so it's in the paper again now that it's a big deal, but this is 3 years ago. And when the school called, what I was told is that Ian had come to the principal's office and said to her, on 2 conditions I will get rid of my mullet. 1, I'll sit in detention for 2 weeks because I'm waiting till Mullet Fest. And 2, the principal, you need to donate to the Mark Hughes Foundation so that I do it. So not only did he negotiate on behalf of the Mark Hughes Foundation, the principal and 2 of his teachers got online and donated $50 each to the Mark Hughes Foundation for Ian to shave his mullet. Now how good is that for a year 12 at the time student to sit in the lunchroom for 2 whole weeks so that he could raise money for the Mark Hughes Foundation? And the online campaign raised just over $3 grand.
It's $3 grand more.
And that year we raised a whopping total of about $8,000 for the Mark Hughes Foundation. So we're all about brain cancer here, guys. We are all about doing it. We're going to upload the what's it called, time lapse.
Yep.
So Ian had been growing his hair because he's not into grooming as often as his stepmother would like. And we made a time lapse when I cut his hair on Thursday afternoon. So we're going to upload that to the Facebook post, and you can have a little giggle. He might have forgot that we were time lapsing. I think there's a few like nose picks. There's definitely a shave in the middle. There's
Some silly faces in there as well.
There's definitely some silly faces. That's how we roll. But we are going to. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Hughes Foundation. The buckets are going around. There's a guessing competition. The kids are selling schooner tickets. Bucko's selling schooner tickets. $2 a number. Every time we get to 100 numbers, we draw it and we give away 10 free beers. So beers are going all day. The more numbers you buy, the more beers we give, and the more money we give to the Mark Hughes Foundation. So please get your wallets out. We didn't charge you an entry fee. We didn't sell spectator tickets. We want you guys to give and give willingly to the Mark Hughes Foundation. So right now, Ian, go meet the judges, have a little boogie, and then we're going to pull your extreme mullets up for a dance.